Welcome to Larry Dress YouTube channel. Today we'll be learning how to make this net or tulle dress. It has gathers at the hemline and also on the sleeve area. Okay, it's a beautiful baby girl dress. So let's just get right into the tutorial. For our YouTube channel, today we'll be learning how to make a tulle dress for a 2-year-old. Okay, so I'll be drafting on this paper first, and I'll be working with a waistline measurement of 9 inches. So this is 9 inches. I'm going to make this into a straight line. The shoulder measurement we are working with is 8 inches, divided by 2 is 4 inches, and I had half-inch allowance for joining the sleeve. So that's going to give me 4.5 inches. Let me take it like this so that we can see it. So this is 4.5. I'll go down for my shoulder slope by ½ inch. Another ½ inch, I'm going to measure 4 inches for our armhole. Okay, so this is 4 inches. The neckline I'm working with is 2 inches by, it's like a turtleneck. So I'll be working with 2 inches by, let's say 2 or 1.5 for the front, and 2 inches by 1 inch for the back. Okay, so I'm working with 2 by 2 inches here, and I'm going to connect it. So let me just change it to 1.5. So by the time my sews can get to 2. Okay, so I'm working with 2 by 1.5 inches for the front, and for the back I'll be working with 2 by 1 inch. Okay, so the chest measurement is 22 inches, divided by 4 is going to give me 5.5 inches, and I had 1.5 inch allowance to it. The waist measurement is same as the chest measurement, and it's also 5.5 inches, and I'm adding 1.5 seam allowance. So I'm joining all that together, and then using my curved ruler I'm going to draw my armhole curve. Okay, so I'm drawing the armhole curve like this, and then I'm going to join the shoulder slope to the neckline. So that's it. I'm going to cut this out now, and then I'll show us. Okay, so this is my net fabric. I'm cutting both the front and the back together, so I folded it into 4 like this. So I left some space here for my zip allowance. Okay, so I have it like this. I'm just going to place my pattern on it like this, and I'll trace it out. So I'm tracing this out on my fabric. So on the neckline, remember the neckline we drafted is for the front. So for the back neckline, I'll be going higher than the front neckline. Okay. So for the front neckline, I'll just follow what I have here on my pattern. I can remove my back now. So for my front, I'll just follow what I have here on my pattern, like this. For the doll face that is inside the fabric, it's an off shoulder. So I have this. I'm just going to deduct like 4 or 5 or 3 or 4 inches from my main bodice, depending on how you want it to show, how much skin you want to show. And let's say I'm working with 3.5 inches. Okay, or 3 inches. This is 3 inches right here. So I'll just measure 3 inches. I'll place my pattern on it like this. Then I'm going to trace it and cut it out. I'll do the same for the back bodice. Okay, so I've cut the off shoulder parts of the dress just like I showed us. I made it off by 3.5 inches. This is for the front. I held it with a pin. You can also sew just to hold it together, and these are the 2 back bodies. So we'll just move quickly to the skirt part of the dress. So I've cut my inner flare. Okay, so if you need a tutorial on how to make a half circle, it's a half circle flare. kindly let me know in the comment section down below. And the net that I'm going to be using, remember there are two layers of skirts, like a Caribbean skirt. So the first one, I made it 11 inches. What I actually need is 10 inches, but remember I'm going to sew it here to the waistline, and also here I'm going to join it to the shorter gathers. So this is 11 inches. When by the time I'm through with sewing, I'll have 10 inches. And for the other side, I'm using 6 inches. By the time I sew it, it's going to turn to 5 inches for me. Okay, so now we'll take it to the sewing machine. So I'm going to gather the lower part to the upper part. How I got this first one is that the waist I'm working with is 22 inches, so I just multiplied 22 inches by 3, and that gave me 66 inches. So I got 11 inches long and 66 inches width. For this, I just multiplied my 66 inches by 2. Remember, is more than the gathers. It depends on how big you want it. You can multiply it by 3. So 66 times 2 gave me around 122. So I just cut 125 inches and I joined. So this is just one of it. I have other ones that I'm still going to join to it. Okay, so I just joined them together. Now I'll join them together now, and then I'll gather everything, then I'll bring it back to show us. So this is the sleeve I'm working with. The sleeve is 10 inches, and I'm going to gather 4 inches on the M line of the sleeve like this. So I'll gather that also and bring it, because I don't want us to waste too much time. Also, I'm going to sew the front and back bodies on the shoulder like this. I'm going to sew the shoulder of the other one also, and then I'm going to sew it on the sides by the allowance that I left. So I'll do all that, then bring it back to show us. Okay, so I've joined the skirt parts together like this. You can see I've gathered the, like a Caribbean skirt, I gathered the smaller one to the bigger one, and then I also gathered the bigger one onto the half circle doll face that I made. So the skirt is ready now, and also I've sewn the blouse on both sides. So okay, this is the sleeve right here. I made some gathered at the M line of both sleeves also, and I've sewn I've joined the shoulder area by half inch, by not up to half inch, like quarter of an inch, and I also sew on the sides by the 1.5 inch allowance that I left. So you can see it's 1.5 inches. Okay, so if I turn it out, this is what I'm going to have. So my bodice is ready, my skirt is also ready. So the next thing I'm just going to do now is to take this skirt part and sew it onto my half length like this. You can see I'm going to sew the skirt to my half length, and also to join the sleeve to the main bodice. But before I join the sleeve, I want to add ribbon to the sleeve. So I got this ribbon, and I'm going to just place it on the sleeve like this, and then I'm going to sew it. So by the time I'm done with all this, we'll bring it back so that we can work on the neckline and the chest line area. So I'll take this to the sewing machine now, and then I'm going to sew everything, then bring it back to show us. Now I've sewn everything together. You can see this, the bodice has been joined to the main dress, and I've also joined the sleeve. Like I said, I was going to add ribbon to the M line of the sleeve. So all that has been added now. The only thing left for our gown to be complete is the design that runs from the off shoulder part through the sleeve like that. So to do that now, I just cut a very long strip of, this is 4 inches or 4 inches long. It's very long, and then I gathered it at the tip like this. So I gathered it, and I'm going to go over to my dress, starting from the back bodies, or if you want the design to be on just the front, you can leave it that way. So I'll turn it like this, place it where my off shoulder starts, and I'll start sewing it like this. When I get to the armhole, I'll raise it up, and I'll go through the armhole like this, and then I'm going to continue to the front on the half length, so that by the time I finish sewing everything, it will just fall and drop down like this, and it will be so beautiful. Also on the neckline, I measured 3 inches. Okay, this is 3 inches. It's also very long, but this time around I didn't gather at the tip like I did for the off shoulder. I gathered it at the middle. Okay, and I'm also going to add the ribbon at the middle here, and I'm going to sew that round the neckline. I'm not going to start from a zipper allowance, but just leave that, and then I'm going to sew this also round my neckline. So I just take that to the sewing machine now. You can see I did not include my allowance, so I just take this to the sewing machine now, sew it, and come back. Then after that, I'll just sew in my zipper, and our dress is ready. So I'll take this to the machine now and sew, then bring it back to show us what it looks like. So now the neckline have been sewn. As you can see here, we did the gathers at the middle, and I just sew it around to the neckline, and also I've sewn the gathers on the on the off shoulder area. So I just made sure it passed through the sleeve and then back to the back bodies. So this is the full dress. The zip and everything has been attached. You can see how beautiful this looks. This is the sleeve. So kindly subscribe to our channel if you enjoyed this video. Like and share with your friends. Thanks so much for your support. See you in the next one. Bye.